These short sellers are the ones who are messing up the market. And then when somebody plays their own game back on them, they want to sue. Fucking evil people, really. These short sellers, what they do is they leak fucking phony press releases to force the stock to tank. Anyway, in a second. This thing, I don't know. I think it's hanging. Let's kill it and try again. It might have something to do with the fact that they were too open. Okay. Let's close this and then say import Excel and try again. Could just be really slow. This is a really big Excel file. It's got 120,000 lines. I wish I lived in the US, because, like, this model, for instance, she's doing cosplay Catwoman. I'm like, this would make a really sexy painting. So, I could just email it and say, do you want to work on a project? But now I'm sitting in this tip of South Africa. What the hell? Anyway, but I'm gonna make a plan. Things take time. Data science code language, blah 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 blah. Changes fast as blah 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 blah. Come, just give me the quick rundown. Come on, I can't even see. There's so many people creating just new languages all over the place, and I don't know if half of it is just not invented yet syndrome, where everyone has to keep reinventing the wheel, or if there's really, pressing reasons why we need new languages. Anyway, there are some things that, like you want to make easier to access or use, but can't you just extend existing languages with a few new things? Like, parallel computing, for example. Might be interesting to play around with these things. I wonder if it's embeddable, like, that's crazy. It's such a simple part combination that you'd think people would have discovered this by accident long ago. Um, Okay, maybe. Let's see if this thing is still just sitting there. I'm gonna just leave that a while. See if it just finishes or if it's just gonna hang forever. You know, then I was about to do something else. No, I forgot what I was gonna do. It's gonna do something. Oh yes, check this. Hmm. This could take forever. I think it might be better just to randomly generate some data or just multiply the existing data by like duplicating every entry 10 times. And then I'll have some more data to test with. Mm-hmm. Blah, 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 blah. Instagram. Man, I don't know, my Instagram just gets more boring every day. I'm just tired of the same old, same old. Uh, So now what? Must I wait for this to finish? Or must I just kill it and do something else? Let's see if it's logging anything. Must I save it as CSV? Import it as CSV. Let's try that. I think it might be faster. Even importing this by the CSV importer is gonna be slow AF. Okay, semicolons. I'll import the first 2 columns only. I'll import CSV. Enable multi-field. Blah blah blah. German term, Slovenian term. $120,000 rows. Oh wow, that's gonna take forever because it's yes, data may be discarded. Why is this restarted 19 minutes ago? This should not have restarted. It's going quite fast if it's at E already. Anyway, okay. See how fast that takes. I'll just leave that for a while and maybe do something else while that's busy. You know what? Maybe I should do something off the. Play some music, maybe. I'm really curious to see what these timings are going to be. Once you have a whole lot more data in. I don't know if anyone's watching. It's very quiet. This is a bad habit. You know, while I wait for things to finish, I'm like, okay, let me check Twitter. So, but I mean, I've pretty much crammed my Twitter full of like self-improvement stuff, so that I'm at least like motivating myself. No, it does. What's happening was stuff change, upload, not detected, and index results. I don't know if I'll know what I meant by that next time I read that. So I might as well, let me try and make this stream useful in case anyone's watching. While we're waiting, I could, I don't know, explain something. I don't know what. I mean, what's to explain, really? Okay, let's go to a text. Basically uses this OLE automation, or just automation as they call it now, word automation stuff, for which we use the WX. I'm using the WX widgets library. Yeah, I mean, it's basically, it's common stuff. I mean, it's about as painful as it gets on the scale of programming painful things to program. This is pretty high up there, and I never thought I'd be doing com stuff. But I mean, OLE stuff, whatever you call it. Well, I used to do direct 3D stuff, which was also pretty commy. Oh, jeez, I'm tired. Commy. Anyway, right, there we go. Number of entries exported, imported, I mean. That did not import correctly, damn it. Oh, it did. That is in fact correct. Save. Right, now we have thousands of entries that are like in German or whatever. German and Slovenian. 120,000 new entries, as well as the 5,000 odd entries that were there. Now let's see how this affects the search speeds, if much. I don't want to recover anything. Save the ones you wish to keep. Close. Oh man. What? That's a nuisance. I can't understand that. UE. Okay. Now let's pop this open. Get cell value 15 minutes. Okay. So that's still really quick. That is a bit slow indeed. 1 second on a fast machine like this. Half a second. And interestingly, oh wait. So yeah, the search. Still, I mean that's not so slow that you should be dying, because it. I mean, it only happens when it refreshes. What is problematic, I guess, is the problem will probably compound if you have both open. Like, because it has to read both. Three things, yeah. Sentence search. Yeah, so every time anything changes, yeah, you get this now. This effect. Like that's 2 seconds. And in that 2 seconds, the application will be unresponsive. Now this is a fast machine, so the average user's machine is maybe half the speed. So you're looking at 4 seconds. So I think a number of things. First of all, the sentence search should be an option that you can turn on and off. Secondly, it should cache the results of each individual search. That's a no-brainer, almost. Unless the data changes. I wonder if I should simulate being on a slow machine by doing every search twice, just to know what my users are going through. Because this still feels usable to me. I don't know, it doesn't seem like it's not unusable. Now just standing on something different. Click, boom, slow. So every time we stand on something different in Word, it's really quick to get the word text. That's really quick. And to get the cell value. So it doesn't look like the speed problem's there. It looks like it's there. There's several things we can do. Cache the search results. Don't repeat the Excel search. Like currently what happens if the word text changes, we repeat the Excel search. Look, so the Excel search value is going to change. 709 milliseconds, 708. So that doesn't need to happen. That should only happen if the Excel value changes, or if the document changes. So secondly, I should give options. I started giving options to turn certain things on and off. Secondly, if you turn something off, yeah, it shouldn't have to, yeah, it should cache the last search. You know, it can maybe throw away the cache if the document changes, or say after a few minutes. But the third thing we can do is try put things in a thread, searches in threads. A fourth thing we can do is to add this to the MDM and just out of interest, see what happens. Fourth thing we can do is option to turn off toggle MDM search. Option to toggle sentence search. Option to control sentence length. Cache results, so don't research Excel value if word value changes. So these are things we can do, but we're still not getting at the heart of the issue here. To get really to the heart of the issue, we need to get into profile search to see if there are obvious optimizations. Search in space of existing algorithms. The unnecessary string conversions or string lengths. The biggest thing, search indexing. Okay, that's a really big thing. That will bring down search speed dramatically, but it's pretty difficult for several reasons. Then another thing, option to control which language we search the database can also help. Right. Can possibly really help in some cases. If your user is only interested in German and Slovenian, but it's searching or whatever that's also in the database. I'm just. I don't think there's a way to avoid probably the search indexing. That is probably what we have to really do, search indexing. I just want to test the MDM search speed now quickly. Let's select something else in Word. There's no MDM search here. Well, the MDM search took instance. That's really strange. That's really strange because this big file is there. Why is it 0? Oh, there we go. Yeah, look, this really adds up if you start using the MDM stuff. And this, index immune sources. It's easier as these are read-only. I think the first thing we should do is a debug mode benchmark. Profiling in or just let's try this profile build, or a debug profile. Let's try this profile. Failed. Oh, shit. Oh. Target 8.9. Target 7. So, how is that 7? Configuration manager. Let's just see what it is in release. That's what we're using here. Properties. Why is Google popping up? Close Google. Stop listening.
Here's a summary from Keyword Performance. Google is also the main search engine used on mobile devices and tablets.
Yeah.
There are many reasons for Google's popularity. The ads Google shows are more related to its users' interests. Displaying fewer ads gives Google an advantage over Yahoo and Bing because its pages are easier to read.
Okay, Google just accidentally activated. And it felt the need to tell me why Google is popular. You forgot about all the anti-competitive practices that you engage in, like forcing OEMs to bundle your search and stuff. Okay, Google. EU Google antitrust trial.
These came back from a search.
Why is this target 7 and why can't I say 7? Now why is this building now? But let's just check something. Maybe Safe Helper doesn't build at all. Build configuration manager. Build. This builds. Cancel. And that's 8.1 and that's 7.0. 8.1. Enabled configuration manager profile properties. It's the same, so why would it fail? Why would the other one work is a better question. This one fails and the other one should have been failing all along. So maybe I'm sick and tired, I should just draw that. Work more on displaying. No, let me work more on the software. CCV on, CCV. Run NVSIP. No.
According to SQL Server Central, the upside is that it runs outside SQL Server's memory, and if you have to...
I know why that happens. Already fixed this in the other. Connect all. Why is it not working? Connect all. Properties. Preprocessor, there's definitions that shouldn't be here. Huh? Actually, that looks fine. Oh, come on, man. Why is this fucking camera's not working now? I'm pretty sure this had something to do with there was a one word defined there that was causing this problem. And now I don't see it. Maybe it comes from that. Maybe it's got to do with the SDK version, that other setting. This doesn't look right in BCS. That should be Unicode, shouldn't it? Configuration manager. Oh, BCS. Sentiment libraries, dynamic. Okay. Configuration manager. Oh, there we go. There they are. Oh, I know what's going on. The stupid bug. It used to. I don't know. I'm sure it used to be. What's happening is if I right-click properties. There we go. That's what I was looking for. It was not showing the profile one, even though I had the profile selected. Sometimes it does that. You have to check the configuration in the list here when you do that. So what's wrong here is this nonsense. Win95 and WinVer and all this should not be defined. Maybe some of these others are also wrong. I don't think that should. I'm not sure about that one. I think that strict is also suspect. The bolt on platforms also equals 100. Okay, almost there. So what I want to do is run it in profile mode and then kind of get a feel for. I want to try profile those searches. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this because I'm going to have to start the profile only like as I start a search. Let's see if there's some clever way to do that. Visual Studio profile only specific passcode. I don't know. But I think it'll be fun actually to just let's start that. Okay, properties, debugging. Let's just copy that into the profile for the DLLs. Now I want to run. Huh? I've seen this before as well, and I can't remember how I fixed this. Or maybe. Huh? I must copy the release settings. Profile. No, this had a different fix. How did I fix this? I don't even remember. Maybe it's got to do with this. Just me guessing. Hmm. Blue light and blindness. What did I read the other day in the news? Something about. This looks slightly concerning. I wonder. Boom. I don't know if it's true, but it's kind of concerning. People who should wear sunglasses, they can filter UV and blue light outside. Okay, let me go back to
CNET, and here are the stories that matter.
Sunglasses on the stream. Maybe I should just to be on the safe side. Huh? I hate autoplay. Really, it's like really annoying. I really don't want to watch your stupid videos in any website automatically. It's like, you know, you got a girlfriend sleeping next to you in the bed, and you're just browsing the news. Boom! Suddenly there's a video playing on your phone. Anyway, but yeah, this blue light story I read the other day looks a bit. Okay, let's try this again. Oh no, that means my damn stream restarted again. The stream restarts one more time. Okay, let's make this window smaller because it's oh, where was it? Stop debugging. Debug profiler, performance profiler. I don't use the profiler a lot. Okay, CPU usage. Start. There we go. Right. I don't know if this is the right thing. I haven't used this profiler before. It's been a long time since I've used Visual Studio Profiler. And Alt F2, selected CPU. I don't know if that was the right thing. Let's see. Do search helper. That looks about right. Looks more or less right. On timer, do search helper spent a lot of its time. Do search TL term. Do term search interesting. But now this is getting a bit do freeze like unentry insert. So okay, so that was the creating. I actually didn't want to profile that part, but that's fine. Let's try to see if we can get more detail here. Of where it's spending its most of the time. That's all right. So don't forget about any complement signs. This is interesting. I've never fancied this being Actually, oh wait, I'll put that there. I think this should go. Interesting. Sort couple of sides. Oh wait, yeah. Actually, I'm not sure. It looks like it's spending a fair amount of time. Oh, but this could have been from the initial construction, not the... How do I get back to the total... Oh, that's a bit too dark. How do I get back to the total... That results look different now. That I think comes not from the... This HTML term, determined research, okay. Partial match, helper find. So that is about what I expected. This is one of the slow parts. Posits end, that is maybe a bit too slow. Get out to display string, that is also not... It's a bit disappointing that these are as high as they are. Because it means that even if we use search indexing, we may only get a 25% improvement. 27% max. Parse Get out to display string. Why is that so heavy? Determined research. This is something we should only do once. But still, it's not in so quick, it's not in doesn't even show up yet. Get out to display string. Other. That doesn't add up too much though. 27 plus 10 is 37, okay. Plus 8 is 40 something. That's, I mean, that doesn't add up to 100. So what explains function body? Like, is this slow? That's what I'm wondering. Nodes, refined elements. Oh, what does this mean? 4,97? 11,7%. Oh, but that would be... I wonder if that difference... Get out of display 7,8, 11,7. Is the 3% the string conversion? And the assignment? 3 or 4% difference there. I don't know, I haven't used this. The profile is a bit... 37. Most of the time is in partial match helper find. Let's jump in there and see if there's anything obvious that stands out. Quite a bit of time is spent just breaking. So this partial match stuff, I don't understand. These numbers again don't add up to 100. Not by a long shot. Passwords next. 21%. Or they're supposed to only add up to 27.85. So that's maybe is this 11% of entire time that I was running the program? Or what? I don't quite understand. Yes, because that's 21. Okay, but yeah, that's pretty hectic. That's like, that means search indexing may not even be the best place to start speeding up. Maybe this stuff. I wonder. Let's check out this passwords next looks. Oh, choose white spaces. Didn't think that would be slow. One of the important things about optimization is three important things, very important like the rules. They're really the same rule actually. We got it back to performance data. I don't know to what extent that's still, yeah, no, it's generally true. But yeah, anyway, so you're sitting in what 8.6% of the time is in this got word function, which is kind of crazy. That is a virtual function, and way too much time is in this treat as white space, which is just a macro, which I thought was pretty. Is it a macro actually? Yeah, it's a macro. Must be. Look at that. Wait. See what it looks like again. I thought this would I'll be quite well optimized, but that's a lot of It's a lot of character checks. It's treated as white space. That's painful. Is there really no better way to do that? Indexing would definitely help, yeah, because indexing would mean you only do... Indexing would definitely help, yeah. Because you only do this like once, like when you load the data or when it changes, to break it up into words. Definitely help. Okay. Because indexing would definitely help to treat as white space. This could be tricky to refactor the got word stuff. Ace words would push back. This is a bit slow. Yeah, it's really crazy. 17.33%. Look at that. That's a lot of time spent just on that. And ace words says push back. So what's happening there is you know what I think is really inefficient? We're doing this, I just realized something. We do this on the search term every single time, but that doesn't even change. So one really obvious way to speed it up is to only okay. Text and text defined. We reparsing. This is really bad. Okay, this is the first target for optimization, because 11% of the time is spent, 11.6 plus minus percent of the time searching was spent doing something I only need to do once for the entire search process. And yet this, because I only need to pause this once. Because what it's doing is, it's like, if you search for dog days, you know, that's what it does here. It breaks it up into words. Even if you search for dog, it breaks it up into one array, an array of one word, which is really lame. Spend 11% of the time doing that. It's doing it for every single search term you search against. So this would not even be sped up by indexing, but I only need to do it once. So if I can refactor the search to only do this once and pass it in, so like when you start the search, this is fun. I like optimizing. Optimizing is fun. That should be plus plus I, but we're not spending a lot of time. This is slow, right? Choose white space. There's no obvious way to speed it up. Is there? Is there? Maybe. Let's just see how it's defined. This is a crazy function. Test a bunch of specific characters. Tries to test most common first, but for non, then it tests various ranges. What if we just use a string like that and use, oh, it does use string char, so it already, I wonder what's slower. The string char part is probably the slowest compared to all these. I wonder if there's some super clever way to, oh, this is a constant string. This is silly though. Why not just why not just put all these in the string? And T string CHR. That's another problem. Look, something else we can speed up. T string CHR is a helper function that we created that just calls WCS-CHR. So why not just call WCS? So we can speed this up slightly. This may make no difference, but the fact that it's called such a lot. What's the point of having our own T string? I know with some of them we add a null check, and that's the point. Like we add like string comp. String comp is crashy on some platforms, so we add null checks, and that helps. Okay, but what's the point? Yeah, no point. Why does it slow down? There used to be a point where we used non-Unicode string types, but we don't do that anymore. It's just a pass-through to WCS. So those are quite big ranges. The optimizing compiler would it do a better job, or it's a good question. Or would it be better to just pack them on the end of here? Concatenate them all into one long. Well, we can test. That's the beauty of this. We can have a test one way and test the other way. Another programming tip. But route search function ability to this 1 to 10 1 to 100. If that makes sense. Like, anyway, I'll show you now what I mean. So here I think there's a few things we could possibly do to speed this up, and I think it's worth trying. First of all, that's like a no-brainer. Alright. It's not going to help much. It might help a couple of milliseconds, but it's so easy to change that we might as well just do it. Then something else I think we should do is try but I'm a little unclear how to do this. I think we can use this syntax, backslash u, for Unicode or something, and then like put these other characters in there. Like that. Just be very careful not to change the logic, which I may have done. Alright, that's a waste. Why are we checking for space 20 for 20? 20 is right there. See, and there's things there that shouldn't even be there. So Unicode 20 is space. Oh, it's a range. Sorry, if it's less than 20, yeah, that's why. So instead of searching for 20, just search for less than or equal to 20. Treats everything below 20 as white space. What's the difference between \x and \u? Can't remember now. X is 0. Oh, that's a hex. Hex, of course. Hex. And that's C. But that's also hex. I've messed up something here. Let me just undo this all, because I've done something weird. Right. Oh, I copied that over there. White space. Okay. That is just supposed to be like, yeah, okay. And also that can go in there, and that last one. But no, that bunches. No, wait a minute. It's also not right. Oh, 2, 1, and 2. All of these now are duplicated. 2026, 2022, 2021, 2020, 2001C, 2001D, 2018, 2013, 2003A. Okay, so that already looks like a slightly faster version of what we want to do. And secondly, that search function. Search up with TL term or whatever it is. What is it? T partial match helper find. Do search TL term that. Oh, that's the multi-doc one. Huh? Is it? No, it's not. It's fine. Do search TL term. Do term entry search. $5%, yeah. This could probably. I don't know if that could be sped up. Not sure. Probably with indexing maybe, but this is more worrying. But this is the big partial match helper find. So the biggest thing we can do here to speed things up is simply do this once for the entire search. But I want to close this, and put this in a little loop. So do term entry search, okay. So what I mean by a loop is just, so this whole function, for example, do term entry search, either this function or inside this function. Do search TL term. That doesn't make sense, because this is now the multi-document manager version, not the... Okay, do search helper. For profile equals 0, p less than 10 plus p, okay. So I'm saying I'm going to make the whole thing run like 10 times now, just so that our profiling can sort of dominate the... Yeah, let's just see what comes up. I don't know, that white space helper, it's not going to make a big difference, because I think will really help. The thing is that white space helper, that's premature optimization actually, because once I do indexing, it won't get called all the time anymore. So yeah, there's so many I don't know if it's... yeah, maybe you shouldn't be doing that. Anyway. Okay, now it's running the whole thing 10 times. So this thing's going to be really slow. Stop. Start again with profiling enabled. Okay. What I want to do is only start collection once the document's loaded. Anyway. But adding that 10 loop will help, because it's just going to be like... So we'll just collect a little bit longer. Where's the word pop up? It's weird. This is under that. Oh, there it is. It's so tiny, but it's there. Okay. Now we're only using one core, so I mean, if we could parallelize the searches, that would help as well. What we should try to do is design the indexing code in a way that allows us to stop collection. Right? So I'll take to start a session with the debugger enabled. Okay. Now, so if we design the indexing code in a way that allows us to use threads, it could also help. Then we could parallelize the searches to multiple cores. But anyway, here we are. Partial match helper find. Still spending most of the time in parsewords next. This does not seem to have changed much, does it? It is actually less. No, it's more. Well, we can't really say because the percentage relative to the startup stuff is different. 10. Can we say got word is 10%? Well, that's bigger than got word. I'm actually not sure. I'm a bit confused. Parses next is 26%. It's still pretty slow though, but here's the thing, this whole got word thing shouldn't be called that much. Because it should only be look at that, that is ridiculous. That's very bad. Bad, 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 bad. Now, there's two things going on. For every, so for the word we're standing on, right? Nalog, ja, whatever. It's splitting this thing up into 3 words. Every single time, and then it searches that and compares that against every single attribute value in the TL term database. So there's 2 totally different things, in fact. One of which has to happen, the other one doesn't have to happen every time. So I can cut that 50%, literally. by doing that only once for the search term. And that I think is easy to do, and it's something I should immediately put in the next update to give some relief to the users having the speed issues with the searches. To give a small amount of immediate relief. You know, I think it'll make the searches 10-12% faster. But the fact that this is slow, words to push back, but this, if we start using indexing, won't happen at all in the search anymore, because it'll happen whenever the entry changes or loads. It'll do it like once. That could even happen in a thread, maybe. I don't know. And then the search itself will, you know, this sort of will be pre-generated. Can that be though? Memory-wise, might be too inefficient. I don't know. Good question. We'll have to see when we design the search index. But let's do the obvious low-hanging fruit first, and that's to do this once. Okay. Because the search term is the same throughout the whole thing. Okay. So that can be done like a yap, basically, or somewhere to go. This HTML term. Okay, let's do the segmentation. The search term is once. Okay, now we want to like basically do this once with, yeah, and then we want to basically pass it in. So search options. So we're going to need something like a search context. Which we then pass into this function and further gets also passed in to that help itself. So text to search for, match info, filter, search options. It could maybe live on search options because we're already passing search options in. I'm not sure. See search options, but search options is a const. So not really. Search context. We have something called a search context, but it's used for something else. The search x3 searches, which we later may want to combine. Actually, it should live in here. But we can do the segmentation before we call search helper. Or not. Do search helper. Dietrich Lang. I mean, that's, I should only need to do it once. Text to find. Word and so segment. This is low-hanging fruit optimization. We can just do that in the constructor of this really simple little class. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just like, this really needs some more thought. It does. Okay, but right. So create a basically we did that again, but yeah, okay. And we just say his word equals search for. So we segment the thing. Obviously, we also say the actual search for. And then I'd like some chocolate. Some more chocolate. This is actually fun. I'm actually enjoying this. Control R is Visual Studio's refactor and rename the class. So span on it, read Control R. I just wanted to change the naming convention there. Then search context test. Right. Okay, this is for the newest set. Right, search context test. So the idea is So set context, and then we just simply pass in text to search for. Boom. Alright. So that'll generate the thing. That'll segment the search term once off. Now we just need to pass that in as a parameter to things like do search TL term. And that itself must need to be passed in as a parameter to do term entry search. Which, okay, so do term entry search, pass it into do term entry search, and then finally that must pass it in to partial match helper find, which doesn't actually need to pass asset text. And this can actually help us give another optimization, because, oh no wait, it doesn't need to pass in asset text, it's asset, oh wait, hang on. What's asset text? Let me just check. Oh yes, that's right. So we don't need to pass asset text, because now it's a parameter in search context, right? And that is actually slightly better as well, because we have the length from the length. So we don't need a string length, but to get the length, we need length. So we change partial match helper find function to, instead of taking that, take that. Okay. Google wants to help again. Hi, how can I help? Why? I didn't say okay, Google. Now I did. Anyway, so instead of that, in fact, instead of this entire thing now, because we got this cached, so we can say if search context masearch.mt return false. In fact, we can do this now even earlier. We could have done that, but that's unlikely anyway, because that means we're searching for an empty. In fact, for speed reasons, shouldn't we just remove this text and just we can call a top level, a very top level. It's silly to call it 100,000 times with the exact same result. Same result as first time. So I think I'm gonna just not even do that check. But, yeah, so we're gonna skip that check. Pause one image. Instead of using parser one here, then we're gonna use search context that ma search as. Just like that. Boom. Alright. And that will be search context that ma search as. Search context. That Oh yeah, we just need to fix now this as well. Search context. Pass that in there and then okay. And that should in fact also, for speed reasons, this should be done before and passed in. Now, but for now it's okay. It's just the X looks okay. Right, that change should already give us a speed up. But why are we not getting any errors on SZ text? That's what I'm a bit confused by. In that helper function, partial match helper find, we took out the parameter SZ text. Oh, because text defined was only used, yeah. Oh, brilliant. Okay. So, Alt F2, start a new session for the search stuff. Open the document. So now we're profiling again. Alt F2, starting a profiling section. This is a bit useless. It's profiling loading the document, which is uninteresting to me right now. I feel like taking some Red Bull and just going through the night. I like optimization. It's like addictive. It's like you can't optimize one function and you have to optimize another. Okay, now we're going to profile the actual stuff. The search. We can see from that CPU usage chart there that it's busy. Where's that little window? There. Curious what it says about the speed. Okay, so that's running at 10 times, remember. It's difficult to tell what the improvement is exactly. Because, yeah, I don't know. Let's just stop connection. So that'll be like 40% of the data anyway. But then, yeah, do search TL term. Let's see what's now. Do search helper. Do search TL term. Do term entry search. So it's still T partial match helper find is still pretty big. This is now a bigger relative percentage. Get attribute display. That is difficult to avoid. I mean, there might be ways we can do it a little bit faster, but it's difficult to avoid. Search indexing will kill that though, it will crush it. This search indexing will also crush. This, I don't know, is that better? No. I don't know. Why does this look so horrendous? Partial match up find 20%. Passwords next. Got a word. Oops. Passwords next. Got word 5.9%. So yeah, that looks better. I think. it must be better. It must be much better. Because okay, I can't remember what the previous one result was. Well, I've streamed it, so I can check. But it was 20. 25% was got word. Yeah, it was 25%. But I didn't run. Yeah, no matter how one looks at it, that is better. Okay, there's now a smaller percentage. That's not pretty high though. So passwords next. Data entry search. Get attribute. Passwords end. I wonder if there's some way we can really speed that up. What do we want there? Vector of standard W strings. We can do a reserve and see if it helps. Reserved at 10 or something. Reserved at 5. You know, to avoid a realloc on the pushback. It's got word. That's, yeah, it does look better, but still. A dot reserve might be an interesting idea, just for the hell of it. Yeah, in the constructor. I wonder if I don't know. So if you can't, yeah, okay. Because it's doing a pushback. Also, that in place back and move back and all that crap. That might also help. Like, instead of doing a pushback, which might cause unnecessary copies. In place back. What's the difference again? But also God word. Oh wait, yeah, I don't know. Construct directly an object in the container without a temporary at all. That's I need to make a difference. Probably C, right? I don't know. C, I'm not sure if I see. I don't know. Maybe it'll even slow down. Okay, Alt F2, we're gonna start a new session. Open that. So now we're busy measuring the opening, and oh, now we're measuring the searching. Yeah. Let's do a lot of measuring, just that the opening is most relevant. Maybe I should, yeah, like stick to say 2 minutes or less. So let's wait for that, and then that. One minute and a half. Is my stream running? I don't even know. Anyway. I should check the Twitch dash and all that. Twitch TV. No, it doesn't look like it's live. Damn it, man. What the hell? Oh, so I'm not. I don't know. Let's kill this. This is interesting stuff I'm doing. But nobody's here watching. Anyway, do some helper, do search and research. This Saturday night, it's really late. Okay, but my stream died, I think that's why. Right, too far from my helper find. It may have helped a bit, I'm not sure. 8% of the time in parsewords end. And now, so part of my helper find, okay, 40 whatever percent. That's a lot of time. 42, 16. Passwords next. So there's a crazy amount of time in passwords next. String comp lemma. 3,77% looping through Misc. Search size. String comp lemma in exact U. That could be split up by having the length passed in, and there's a few other things that bother me about that function. But look at that, it's not nicely instrumented. This is unlikely to get much faster now. Partial mesh alpha find. This takes a relatively big chunk of the time. And that, now I must be careful that it's not faster because it's broken. Like maybe it doesn't find search results anymore or something. String complement exact U. Right, string complement exact U. Why inexact? Oh, inexact. Yeah, it does all this stuff, damn it. This will be difficult to speed up. It will slightly speed up with indexing, but maybe not even hugely. Actually, no, it could be maybe speed up. Wait, good question. Very good question. Unfortunately, that's quite a big chunk of the time. This indexing would help. Indexing would also help to get attribute stuff. But I suppose we could maybe start with a dumb search index. Dumb but easy search index implementation. E.g. supplement chain. Is refresh. Let's say we get through all the entries and all the attributes. Get through all the entries, all attributes. Do two things. Let's get attribute value, and then we segment it into words, and then we have a map of word to the node pointer and the attribute. The entry, maybe the entry, I don't know if that's necessary, and the node pointer, the attribute. But that'll be an array, so it'll be if that word appears 100 times in the document. So if an entry changes, Then we also need a way, we also need something like an array of instances in the search index of entry, so that if entry changes, then we delete all that entry only, recreate all that entry only. So I'm just thinking about dev search index. Can we parallelize this? What can we parallelize? Everything. Everything. No. Well, yeah. Let's say we have 4 cores and we want to generate the full index once off to begin with. We could break it up into batches. Say divide the document in 4 as a dumb. Or batches of 1,000 entries to feed them to the threads. The threads grab the entries in read-only mode and do the get attribute value and the segmentation into words and create a separate substructure, and each that substructure gets combined. So then later on, all we need to do this is going to be a massive map though, with every word in the data. We're searching every word anyway. Unfortunately, it'll be difficult to just use the sorting because of that weird inexact comparison helper. Unless the map we create some sort of inexact key. Could work. Ah, right. That could also be right. Yeah. So what we can do is, now remember, we may have word actual map actually needs a key. And then the search term and also the MAS words inject key cached. That can be generated once off. This is for the fuzzy comparison. Okay. Remember, we could have two different words mapping to the same as Onizaki. So map Haziki, Onizaki, could have an array, say word after 1, word after 2, or set actually. Does that even make sense? So I'm not sure. I don't know, I'm really tired. I think I need to go sleep. I'm quite happy with the results so far because it means I can possibly provide some speed up already to users. But yeah, I'll only be partial already. I don't know if that helps. I'm gonna have to. I think what I must do is I must do some very fixed tests. Time in release mode for an exact search term. Run it 100 times. Get the average. So that I can repeat the same thing with or without certain settings. Because this profiling is a bit inexact in terms of like various things like the start time. And I'm searching different terms the whole time. So I must take, say, that term and just search that term 10 times and generate the results. Then I can, instead of getting it from Word, just hard code it, say that's the search term. And I can turn on and off things like that, like this. You know, I can test if that makes any difference. Or I can test if pushback or in placeback makes a difference. You know, then I can run same thing with and without, see what the difference is. That's a bit weird. So yeah, it compares words against words. That's fine, I guess. I know, I am tired, I'm getting tired. If part of them matches, I'll use this. Yeah, let's take away the t equals 0 to 10 and just see how the speed feels in release mode now. Should be at least a little bit better than it was. I think we're looking at about a second, half a second to a second. I don't know, it should be about at least 10-20% better. Could be wrong. Is that better? Not really. It's exactly the same. No, it must be better. It's not helpfully better. That's still very slow. Half a second, nearly a second for the sentence search. Could be the debug stuff throwing it, leading me in the wrong direction. But I think what I must do is write some sort of basic indexing implementation. That the changes are that they must help. So you know, I can that's still very slow. I mean, it doesn't feel that unresponsive, but this is a fast machine again, and yeah, I don't know. That's the I wonder if the index information should be broken down per entry. No, because what you actually want, let's say you search for Abladen, what you immediately want is just the entries with Abladen in. There's only 4. So that Abladen must be turned into a fuzzy key, and then there must be something like a map of the fuzzy key, which will be Abladen, and then there'll be a set with yeah, those 4 entries. And the search will be basically instant. It has to be really fast. If it's something that there's loads of, if you search for the, okay, there's going to maybe be a lot or something stupid. But something stuck in my teeth now. I'm tempted to start on an index, even though I'm very tired. This could be an interesting little thing to write now. I'm not sure if what I'm showing makes sense though. It might be slow to generate the index. The thing is, even just this, with a set of entries to search, just narrows it down. Well, actually, I mean, you don't even need to make it that fancy, because now you know you only need to search 4 entries out of 120,000. So you can do a very slow, the same exact slow search on those 4 entries, and it's going to be instant. because